on, everyone? This is the Popcorn Heroes review of The Old Guard, a Netflix movie. What's going on, everyone? I am Armando.
Yeah.
With me, as always, is Pedro.
Hello, hello.
And back for the first time, Mike.
Hey.
What's going on, kids? Netflix just
What's going,
released
man?
their latest, greatest.
Mm-hmm.
That's a safe thing to say.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest, but I would say it's up there.
Yeah. It's no Bright.
What? It's better than Bright. Get out of here.
Relax.
Oh, it's
Dude, Bright is not even in Netflix top 10 movies.
I know it's top
right.
3. What are you talking
No,
about? Top
it's not even. It's not even top 3. Number one is the Extraction. Number 2 is Bird Box, and then number 3
Bird Box. Bird Box is
Nah.
trash. Nah, Bird Box is the top anything. You like Bird Box and you don't like Bright?
in views. Now, I'm talking about views, not in ratings
Oh.
or like
Man,
top
fuck their
movies
views.
ever.
I don't care about
I'm talking
views.
about, like
Oh.
by the numbers.
Oh.
I thought you meant your personal experience.
Oh no, man. There's way better movies out there.
Yeah, Bird Box
And
wasn't
Bright
a
is
good
you
movie.
are
at the bottom.
correct.
But yeah,
I find it hard to believe it's literally at the bottom, but it definitely didn't break the top.
Yeah, it wasn't on that list.
yeah, it was not on that list, but that's it's pretty cool. This movie, The Old Guard, is at I think sitting nice at 6 right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Not bad, and it just came out.
Yep, which is pretty good, pretty good.
Although Extraction came out not too long ago either, and if that shit's at
Exactly.
number 1, that's crazy good.
They all
And
came
deservedly
out.
so.
Well, those movies came out during the quarantine when more people are home, more people are watching. That doesn't count.
Yeah, that's exactly true.
That is also true. That's kind of like Tiger King shit. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiger King shit right
Okay.
there, man.
A lot more people are online posting about it, so word of mouth is spreading faster.
All right, Armando, should we start off with the summary?
Yes, Pedro.
Or were you
Kick it off.
or were you still fact checking something?
I was fact checking something.
This nigga's so
Here goes.
serious.
That number 3 was Spencer Confidential, which that movie was trash.
I
didn't
can't
see
finish that movie. I keep
So
falling
here
asleep.
it goes. Number 1,
got
Extraction. Umbaku.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
number 1 is Extraction at 99 million. Bird Box
Damn.
at 89 million. Spencer Confidential at 85 million. 6 Underground at 83 million. Murder Mystery at 73 million. The Irishman at 64.
Ugh.
Oh, this is old. This is old right now, because at number 6 is Old Guard right now. So these numbers are not updated. But essentially,
Well, that's
number
fine.
6. Number 6 is the Old Guard, and then number 7 would be Irishman. Number 8,
Oh, okay,
Triple
okay.
Frontier. Number 9, The Wrong Missy, and number 10, The Platform, which I really want to see. The Platform. I still haven't seen it.
See, a lot of those movies are from this year.
Extraction, yes. Bird Box, no. Spencer,
Yeah.
I think came out last year.
No, I think I came out this year.
No. Irishman's last year.
Irishman's last year. Triple Frontier was last year. Wrong Missy's this year. The Platform is this year. I've seen
Bird
all
Box
these
is
movies.
last year.
Bird Box, I think it was 18.
Bird Box was, but
Oh yeah.
Bird Box was like a phenomenon. That was like
Yeah, it
everywhere,
was a phenomenon.
like a
People like
million
scary
memes.
Yeah,
Those memes were so
yeah.
fucking funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially the one of where he's holding the lady's eyes. Everyone kept using that one.
Those were the best ones.
Yeah, the only one I haven't seen out of this top 10 list is The Platform. I've seen everything else. Anyways, but we're talking about The Old Guard,
Yeah.
not Netflix
Yes.
top 10 movies. Pedro, kick it off with the premise.
All right. So the Old Guard is based off a comic from Image Comics called The Old Guard.
Ooh, what a
And-
twist!
And it follows these 4 mercenaries who are essentially, quote unquote, immortal. And they've lived a very, very long time.
That's not a
They're
spoiler alert.
essentially.
No.
Saying that they're immortal? Because I didn't know they were immortal going to this movie.
Well, I never
Really?
saw the trailer, so I don't know anything going into it.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so
but
spoiler alert, there are
that's
four. Spoiler alert, there are four Wolverines, and they're here to kick ass and do different missions here and there.
Nice. Perfect.
That's
premise,
about
Pedro.
as.
Loved it.
That's it. That I won't get into the rest.
Now that you're mentioning it's a comic, did you ever read it?
Yes, that's why I was so excited about it because I love that writer. So the writer that did this comic, his name is Greg Rucka, and the guy does awesome like crime stories and just he made Daredevil awesome. He's done some badass Punishers. Like he does really good gritty stories.
Yeah.
Anything crime or very street level, he's the best at. And he's really good with dialogue. So when I read this, I was like, "Oh man, this is sick." And then they were like, "Oh, they're making a movie next year." I was like, can't wait." So,
Cool.
and I wasn't disappointed.
So kick it off, Pedro. Your small thoughts, then 1 out of 5.
Okay.
Continue your thoughts.
My 1 out of 5, I give it a 4. I really liked it, but I didn't love it. There were a few things here and there. Definitely the music choice. I did not like the music choices. Every time there's an action scene, it was just, I don't know, like a random fucking techno pop song or some shit. And I only say techno pop because that's what the subtitle said. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. It's like techno pop song and shoes. I'm like, okay, cool. And some of the acting from one of the characters wasn't on par with Charlize, and she had a lot of screen time with her. And I'm just like, nah, man. I'm like, Charlize is acting circles around you right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. They could have got better actors, and it felt too low budget for me. I felt like they could have bumped it up a bit, especially with the CG blood. Although I will say, aside from maybe the first opening scene, the CG blood was actually pretty decent. But it was still noticeably CG blood. I just felt they could have put like a better budget on it. But so plot wise, I love the way the main characters were. They did a really good job of showing all of their side stories. They pretty much did a good job of cramming all of this into one movie. I like
Comic wise, how was it compared to the comics?
This movie is the first arc, the first 6 issues, and then they took like a year or two break, and then they started the other 6 issues, which is going to be the sequel, which I already read, so I already know what the sequel is going to be about. But it's pretty close. It's pretty close. There's a few changes here and there, which I'll get into once we get into the spoilers of it. A couple changes I really wasn't a fan of. I don't know why they did it. And what throws me off is that it's written by the same guy that wrote the comic. The screenplay is by Greg Rucka. So I wondered why he did certain choices. Maybe it's something that either Netflix or whoever else was like, oh no, you got to change it for the movie because movie audience isn't the same as comic audience. But the movie pretty much made them nicer people, more likable. While in the comic, they're more gritty, grim, and I kind of liked it a little more gritty and grim. So seeing them a little sunshine and rainbows ish was like, you didn't have to do all that. But
All right, cool.
but overall, they got the heart of it. So I really enjoyed it.
Good shit. Mike, what are your small thoughts and 1 out of 5?
I agree with Pedro on a lot of it. I would give it a 4 overall. It did seem pretty low budget, but they did a lot with the budget they seemed to have. I agree. Charlize was amazing in it, but no one was on her level. But there was one character in particular that was pretty terrible. I love the action scenes. I thought they were really well done. I'm glad I went into the movie without knowing anything because the story the story was better for me.
That's
one
cool.
thing I will disagree with Pedro on, I like the soundtrack. I saw a couple of people who complained about the soundtrack for the movie.
Yeah?
But I didn't mind it. I liked it. I thought it was, I don't know, I felt like it was more modern. I feel like a lot of action movies do like have a typical idea of what an action movie soundtrack is supposed to be like. And I felt like this was different from most action movies. Yeah, overall a 4.
Yeah. I also give it a 4 out of 5.
Dang, 4's all around.
Yeah,
Force
the action was great, dude, and
Yeah.
I watched this movie for the action. Like the story, the fact that the story was also decent, that kind of added to the overall movie, and Charlize Theron was on point. Her action scenes, she did really good in her action scenes.
Really good.
And you could
She
tell
always
that,
does good, dude.
yeah,
Always.
After Atomic Blonde, like I have faith in her and in action sequences, because she did a lot of the hand to hand shit there, and she also did Mad Max, dude. Like that movie was intense. So
Yeah.
I trust her when it comes to action, and I trust her. I don't think Charlize Theron has failed me yet in a movie. I don't remember Eon Flux because that shit was a long time ago.
But that was a long time ago.
Yeah. It was a product of the times.
Yeah.
But as an actress, she's always on point. Like I don't think she's
Definitely.
ever been. I don't think I've ever seen her in a bad role, because she's that good. I'm still trying to figure out who this person is you guys are talking about, who's a shitty actor or actress. I'm still trying to think about it, but I guess when we go into it, you guys will tell me.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the soundtrack because I wasn't listening to it, so I didn't care. I was more like, oh man, it's so cool, what's happening? Charlize is so good, What I did.
You mean Charlize is so fine?
Oh, she's very pretty, but
Yeah.
it's just the way she moved and like her action stuff.
Oh,
was
yeah,
really
yeah.
on point. Like I'm just like, damn, she looks so good. Even if it's
Yeah.
a double, this shit looks awesome. Like
Yeah.
it flows
Yes.
perfectly.
100%.
Because you
You,
couldn't really
you
tell.
could tell they were going. You could tell they were going for a John Wick vibes. I feel like every movie is now. But
Every movie.
They did a good job, especially with the teamwork. They did a great job of blending the teamwork.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes, dude. I
And,
love
and,
that.
I, and I was like, you can tell these people have fought for centuries just because how smooth it was. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's cool.
And I love how like sometimes they'll they'll get somebody, they'll like do a stab, throw them, and then somebody else just fucking finishes them off.
Yeah.
And it was just like this natural thing they're doing, like that, throw it back. It was just like this consistent movement, and I love
They
it.
sold the idea of them being like a team forever.
Yeah. There was one where I think he blocks a guy's move with the shotgun and has just enough time to reload when the other guy hits, and then he blows the guy with the shot. I was like, oh shit, that was a cool little like a 1-2 combo.
Yeah,
I was like, I like that.
They had a lot of that in all their action sequences. The trope that I always hate is how the movie starts somewhere in the movie, and I hate that
Oh,
shit, dude.
I hated they did that. I really hated they
I'm
did
just
that.
kind of like I for me it would have been great if they would have just that would have been the beginning of the movie. That's it, and they're like, oh man, someone did us dirty, you know what I'm saying? And then just kind of evolve from there. I think that would have been a perfect way to start this movie instead of like, oh no, someone got us. Wait, let's go back out to how it started. I'm like, come on, I don't need that, man. Like you just rewinded 20 minutes of the movie essentially because then we caught up to them like 20 minutes in,
And it was
I don't like
unnecessary.
that shit. Highly
It was.
unnecessary. You could have just started the movie from the
was.
beginning and that's it, dude. I'm just kind of like, because
That-
if what Mike says is true that the trailer never showed them.
No, I never watched the trailer. I never watched the trailer.
Or like, let's just say the trailers never showed them to be immortal. That would have been a perfect way to be like, hey, these guys are immortal,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I saw the trailer, and the trailer opens with that that shootout, the kill box. It starts off with the kill box, and then it goes on, and you're like, oh, okay.
See,
so
this
right
is
from
why
the
I don't
get-go,
watch trailers. That's exactly why.
Right from the get go, that scene.
Okay, so then, I don't know, dude, you should just start the movie from there.
I feel like that's even more pointless then. If you've already seen it in the trailers, why are you starting with that scene and then rewinding to before it? I don't know. Sounds dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the movie, like hands down.
Fours
And
all around.
I'm excited of like the potential sequel because I feel like the story just kind of it gives you that cliffhanger. You're like, oh shit, shit gets now this has gotten very interesting, you know?
Yeah. And it did a pretty decent job of world building, at least as far as that lore.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
For sure. So before we continue the spoilers, for the people who will potentially listen to this and stop, would you guys recommend it?
Hell yeah.
Highly.
Definitely.
Highly recommend. And I highly recommend the comic, Old Guard by Greg Rucka. Read it. Good shit.
Nice.
Image
I do
Comics.
recommend it also. You should watch it. It's on Netflix. Might as well give it the view. Let's get it ranking higher. Anyways, spoilers ahead. Spoilers. If you
Spoilers.
don't care, stick around. If you've seen it, stick around. And if you do care, pause it, look at the time. We're about to hit some spoilers. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers. spoilers.
Cool.
All right, so let's get into it. Who is that person who was a shitty actor to you guys?
Freeman. It's the girl.
The girl.
black chick.
She's
The rookie.
horrible.
She's not good, man.
Not at all.
I'm like, you could have picked another actress.
She is the main girl from If Beale Street Could Talk, and Orlando loved that movie.
Oh, I'm never watching that for sure now. She's in another movie?
Well, that's the movie that kind of got her name out there, you know?
Well, she's not good in action. I mean, she's not bad in the action scenes, but yeah, when she's face to face with Charlize, she's getting blown out of the water.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. I feel like by herself, it's not bad. But once you see an actual good actor right next to her, and she wasn't even in a scene. Oh, she was in a scene with Ejiofor. And I'm like, again, this guy's out acting her.
Yeah.
Chiwetel?
Yeah.
I'm like, out act. Every time she was in a scene with him or in a scene with Charlize, I'm like, nah, you're getting owned right now.
Nah, man. Every time she talked, she was getting owned. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't like her at all.
Yeah, I would agree. She was the weakest one out of everybody. I don't know. Maybe she was just scared. I don't know. Like, there's something had to be off about, you know, why she was.
Yeah,
or maybe she was
gotta be
too
something.
scared or something. And I think that's why I hate it so much. She's like, why were you trying to run away from the person who could potentially help you with your current quote unquote condition? You know, everybody back in the base turned a bad eye to you. I think it's just mostly maybe the direction they were giving her, and just didn't really.
Because that didn't happen in the comic. That was just some drama they were trying to add in there.
So what happened in the comic with her character? Did she jump in full force, or what happened?
So pretty much, it's kind of the same thing. They dream about her, and they're like, "Oh shit, we got to get her." And pretty much the reason in the comic of why they're going after her is because they don't want Copley, which is Ejiofor's character. They didn't want Copley to catch her.
But that's the reason.
So they're like, "Oh
too.
shit."
Yeah.
No. In this one, remember, they were kind of like, "Oh, she's out there alone. Remember when you were alone?" They started making it kind of like,
But Charlize
like,
said,
she
but
needs
Charlize
us.
said that, like, I'm gonna get her before someone else does.
Right. Yeah, but like all of them had that mentality in the comic. All of them were like, "Oh shit, we got to get her." Like, all this is happening, and we got a new one. It's too coincidental. We need to go and get her. And then pretty much it's the same thing. She just walks up to her, shoots her in the head, and is like, "All right, here you go, come here."
Yeah.
And then joins her and starts training her. So there isn't any of that bullshit. Which I'm glad they added that where she shoots her in the face. I was like, oh man, they're making them seem a little nice. They're probably not gonna add it. But I was like, oh shit, they did.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Just fucking straight up. Boom.
So they have
And,
none of the family drama then, that she wanted to see her family or.
No, I mean, she was kind of like, oh no, what about my family? And kind of looks at photos, and then really quickly Booker does his whole story. Like, nah, because of this. And it actually shows it through flashbacks of what happened with Booker's family, that he outlived all his kids, and the last one was like 90, and like begging to him, like, come on, you fucking liar, you know the how to do this. And he's just like, no, and then, you know, pretty much tells her that story, and that's what makes her go, okay, fine, I guess you're right. And then she just rides along with Andy to save everyone. So
Man, I would have liked that better. It was more clean cut.
In this one, they made it seem like all of them get caught except Freeman, and then Freeman's the only one that saves them. But in the comic, it's Andy and Freeman together rolling in to save them. So Andy never loses her powers, which I thought was very weird. That's a weird direction they went in the movie.
I didn't mind that.
I didn't like that.
I didn't mind it.
It just felt, I don't know. It's just because I had read the first, even the second part of the comic, and she still doesn't lose her power. So I'm just like, where are they going with this? I have no idea.
She gonna die.
So
that's where they're going. She has to die.
That's something totally new. Because in the comic, they just mow everyone down. Like, there's no villain that even stands a chance. So I guess they said for a movie, they needed to have something that raises the stakes. Because if they just Wolverine their way through everyone, then they'll never lose. So they probably just thought, oh, what if Andy can die? Oh, okay, that'll add some drama.
I think it made for better action scenes, that especially the action scene at the end where they're like fighting and protecting her, taking bullets for her at the same time. That shit was great.
Yeah.
That show was awesome.
Yeah. They're all taking the bullets for her.
Yeah, I think overall that made it better.
I will say a huge improvement from the comic is Copley. So Copley's very straightforward. The guy's just like betrays them just for money. and like sells them off and everything just for money. And then he kind of gets sort of a change of heart because he notices the guy he sells it to is like worse. So he's just like, oh, fuck you. That was it. And it's just kind of like, really? While in the movie, they added more, like the thing with his wife, that she died from ALS.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was trying to find the cure to stop that. I'm like, oh, okay. So they made his character way better. So that's a huge improvement. I actually enjoyed that more. Because then they turned him into kind of their like Oracle
Yeah.
Essentially,
to
at
help
the end,
them
yeah.
out.
Wait, so they didn't do that
Yeah.
at all in the comic?
Mm-mm.
No.
Pretty much it ends with them going, it ends with the same way it ended here, where they let Booker go and everything because they vote him out.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, let's go get Copley.
Oh.
And that's how it ends.
Nah. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the movie. So I feel like
Yeah,
I like the
exactly.
movie better overall then.
It was just, I just like the way they made them feel colder. Because I'm like, when you've been alive for so long, you're pretty much no bullshit.
That's true.
So and they were a little too, aside from Andy. Andy kept her composure the same. But everyone else is pretty good. They kept a lot of the scenes that I liked in the comic, like Joe and Nikki, which is the couple. The part where they're in the armored van and they fucking like kill everyone in there. They kept that scene. I thought that was pretty awesome. So
Yeah,
overall, it was a pretty good adaptation.
Yeah, I really I really wish they would have gone what you said with the comic of just like a clean cut for the new recruit. I think that added drama kind of slowed down the movie more because she's kind of like, oh, I need to go back. Oh, I don't. Why am I gonna go with you? And like, I hate when movies do that.
Right.
I mean, like if you're in a situation where you're a superpowered being now, right? Essentially, why would you want to go back to your former life? I don't know. I'm just kind of like,
Because people are stupid.
like I'm just, and there's someone's there to introduce you because the military is gonna take her away and literally lock her up. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, why would
Right.
you want to go back? I don't know. So,
I agree. I used to feel like, I mean, that is such a common trope where the new person is so against all these changes, even though they're what's best. You're not going to be safe in your old life. You're a danger to yourself. You're a danger to your family, all this stuff. But I don't know. When you look around at the world today, you realize people really are that stupid. So it makes sense to me now.
That is very true. Point taken.
Very good point, man.
So I don't mind.
How'd you
it
guys
anymore.
feel?
What'd you say?
How'd you guys feel about the villain, the CEO pharmaceutical guy?
you know that's the fat kid from Harry Potter, right? The cousin,
Oh my god!
The
You know where I
cousin.
saw him in? I saw him.
the cousin.
He was in that
Harry
Coen
Potter?
Brothers movie.
Which
Wow,
one?
that is
Coen
Dudley.
Brothers.
Dudley. That's Dudley.
Dudley.
That's Dudley.
That's Dudley.
Oh my God.
Look at Dudley.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy. That's totally his face.
yeah, it's him.
Well,
I didn't
saw
know
him in a-
that. Wow. Because I was looking at him and I'm just like, man, he looks so fucking familiar. And I'm going through. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I couldn't remember him. And then I looked him up,
mind-blowing.
and it was Dudley, but I had seen him somewhere before recently, and I'm just like, man,
It's Buster Scruggs.
no, I didn't see Buster
Ball-
Scruggs.
I saw
He was
Buster
in
Scruggs.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs. That's where I recognize him from. But he was skinny by then. So
Yeah, yeah.
Dudley, wow, dude, you just fucking blew
Yeah.
my mind right now.
Yeah, it's him, but he was in. I'm looking it
It
up
says
right now.
Lost City of Z, The Keeper, Waiting for the Barbarians.
I've never seen any of those.
His Dark Materials. That's where I saw him at.
His Dark Materials. Yeah, he is there.
And I'm just like, wow, man, look at this kid, dude. He's kind of coming up.
Yeah, he's come a
He
long
is
way.
coming up. He
From
plays a
his
good
shit, you know?
douchebag, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good
Oh,
douchebag.
for sure. I mean, historically, he's been the biggest douche, you know. But yeah, and it just blew my mind. Like, this is the kid from Harry Potter, the fat cousin.
Wow.
I was like, oh my god,
Big time.
this is insane. I was really
Yeah,
shocked about that.
I forgot all about
But
that
he-
kid.
Yeah, he did a good job though. I mean, I really liked him.
Mm-hmm.
He played the even more douchier version of Zuckerberg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he was. Yeah, he wasn't bad. I liked him.
You know, and there's one line he said that like he was essentially kind of like saying like, oh, we have to sacrifice everybody in order to to save the millions and shit like that. Something he said that I'm just like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Like, I'm gonna fuck these people over for the rest of their lives so I can save humanity. Essentially.
Oh yeah. He was just gonna stick them. Yeah, even if it takes 100 years or some shit. Like, just taking pieces of them. Yeah, that was typical villain shit.
Yeah, man. I was like, damn, it's just intense, man. But did you guys agree with the ending of how they banished this guy for 100 years?
For sure, man. Yeah, man. 100 years is punishment for letting us go through some shit. I mean, he's your boy, but what's 100 years to you guys? You guys live forever, so.
Shit, 100 years alone is a lot.
Yeah.
It is. But for someone that's lived, well, for him, he's lived, shit, when was the French Revolution? 3 centuries?
Like
He's 300
century,
years
right?
old? He's 300 years old right now, give or take? 400 years old?
French
Yeah.
Something
Revolution.
along those
The
lines.
French Revolution was in 1789.
Oh, there you go. 300 years.
Yeah.
Damn. Shit.
Shit, yeah, 100 years is long. That's a fourth of your life right there.
That's a long ass time, man. And he was already, apparently, I guess he was already hating life recently when he had people. Imagine when he's alone.
Yeah,
I know.
Essentially. Yeah.
I did like how the movie did a slightly better job, just slightly better job of making you feel for him a little more, because you got to really see how fucking depressed he was. Just like, yeah, man, I can't stand this shit. And if they know how to kill me, perfect. I don't want this shit anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then in the movie, it felt more like he was doing it for her too. He's just like, damn, Andy, like you and me, come on, we're the depressed ones. Like,
Yeah, we're alone.
mm-hmm. Yeah, these other
did
two
you-
could fuck for centuries, but
Did you like the idea of kind of like the one power's ending, it gets transferred to another one? Is that how it is in the comic, Pedro?
they haven't really explained it. They've kept it a mystery as of right now. They haven't gone into why. I mean, I guess that's a theory that they're giving it to her. I guess, I don't know. They've only really talked about a couple, like 1 or 2 people where they just died.
Yeah.
The same way they said it. He went down and didn't come back up this time.
Yeah,
and
I don't
they
think,
don't know. So it's,
I don't think when that guy went down, they said that there was another person that came up with powers. So I don't know if that would be the same thing.
yeah. The only thing that they kind of held your hand a little too much was the ending where Copley finally realizes that everyone that they've saved creates like a butterfly effect of like good,
Yeah.
and then showing it to all of them. I'm like, it's good because it shows you, like, I guess the like the good that they're doing.
Yeah.
It shows you the moral, I should say. But it was just kind of like, all right, I see what you're adding here.
That wasn't in the comic?
No, not yet, at least.
Oh.
Again, it's the same writer, so maybe he's just trying to put shit in earlier than later. But as far as the first 2 story arcs, he said it's going to be 3. And the third one isn't, I think, till next year. But as far as the first 2, that really isn't in it.
Okay.
They don't even have Copley join them until the second one,
Oh.
where they hunt them down. They hunt them down finally, and they're like, hey, you fucked up. Here, you're going to work with us or we'll kill you. That's pretty much how it works.
Damn.
So yeah, it's more like everyone's very cold-blooded in the comics.
Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, what else did you guys enjoy about the movie? What do you
How'd
think
you
about-
guys
Well-
feel about the that, I guess, twist ending?
Oh yeah, where she's back. I was totally thrown off by that because the whole time I'm thinking, who's this chick? Because she's not talked about in the comic. I'm like, who is this chick? And then when I saw the after credits, I was like, oh, okay, I wonder. And then as soon as the second story arc starts, that's when they start talking about her, and then they introduce her. And I was like, oh, okay, so he was just getting a head start at the second story. Got it.
Yeah.
So that part I didn't see coming.
I enjoyed the twist because when the new girl dreamed about her, she was like,
Right.
I feel her pain, like I feel her still. So she was talking to her about her as if she was still alive.
Exactly.
So she's been underwater for like what 500 years or shit like that.
Yeah.
Since the Salem witch trials, that's what 100 years, or
Right.
maybe longer. I don't remember right now.
Which is something they changed. I actually like the way they did it in the movie better with the Salem witch trials and seeing them get like tortured and all that.
Yeah.
In the comics, she just gets blown off to sea in the middle of a huge storm. Like suddenly she's on the ship, and I guess she pushes Andy out of the way because like a part of the ship was gonna land on her, but that was the exact same time a wave comes, and that's it, and it just sweeps her off, and then she's just like, where the fuck is this chick? And then for centuries she looked and couldn't find her. But the movie added more to it. Like it showed the horrors of what humans do.
Yeah.
Which adds later to her character. Her character's very pessimistic, and it's like that makes more sense now than you just randomly getting lost at sea. Like you actually seen the evil of people, so it works out.
And I think it adds more to her character for sure. And
Yeah.
it could potentially add a revenge plot or whatever it is, you know.
Mm-hmm. Or whatever it's gonna be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think she's
Overall,
gonna
I
want?
thought,
You think she's
What do
gonna
you
want
think, Mike?
revenge because she never found her?
pretty much that's essentially what it's gonna be. At least in the comic. Maybe in the movie they'll kind of make it a little more 3-dimensional.
Yeah, I feel like
They've been doing a pretty decent job of opening up things a little more.
I felt like she was still alive and she was going to come back. Just the way that Charlize was. What's her name in the movie? I forgot.
Charlize
Yeah.
is Andy.
Andy. Just the way Andy was looking when they were talking about her, it made it seem like there was more to the story that she hadn't told them.
Yeah. Well, there is a lot, which though I'm not going to talk about because it's spoilers, but there's stuff where they start going into Andy's past and the
Yeah.
shit she's done, and you're like, oh, shit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, Andy's been around, I think, since the Greek times.
It says since she's been alive since 3000 BC.
Jesus.
So she's 5,000 years old.
Wow.
Did it say when
Yeah.
she found the girl?
She didn't find the girl till, I think, after 2,000 or 3,000 years. So she's pretty much saying, man, I was lonely for so long until I found this chick. And then it's like, damn, finally.
3,000 years
So
by
she is-
yourself? Shit.
Yeah, so she is the first one. So that kind of gives you a little heads up as to like, what the fuck did she do by herself for that long?
Yeah.
She did some shit.
Anybody would.
I
Fuck
bet.
3,000
Yeah,
years?
for
Sure.
real.
Yeah.
Is what I want
Which
to
is
know,
kind of a cool hint, because there's a hint that they did in the movie where she's like, yeah, they used to worship me as a god. So you can already kind of see like,
Yeah.
that's where they're going.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how the movie's going to do it.
Yeah. And I would like to know more about the guy who died. And I'm like, because that means she must have found the girl and then that guy shortly afterwards.
And then the guy a little bit after. No.
Yeah.
So she dreamed about the Asian chick first, but couldn't find her. And then she ran into the guy, and she rolled with the guy together. And then they found the Asian girl together. Because what it is if you don't find them, you dream about them all the time. So the guy is newer, so he wasn't dreaming her. Only Andy was dreaming the Asian chick. Because it all depends on like the age.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
So she'll dream about the Asian chick, and then the guy's like, "You're tripping, because I can't dream her." And she's like, "Yo, I'm dreaming this chick for years, for thousands of years, and I can't fucking find her." And then,
So you can
they run
only
into
dream
her.
about the people that come after you.
yeah,
Okay.
Interesting. They didn't really describe that in the movie.
No.
no, they didn't, and it kind of threw me off because then the newest girl was dreaming about her. So now I'm kind of like, I wonder where they're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Because that was thrown into just the movie, that she was dreaming about the Asian chick. The Asian chick wasn't mentioned at all in the comic of the story arc, the first one. So I don't know where they're going with this, but
And what I'm curious because in the movie it seems like she had the girl before she ran into the guy though, or something like that, or like because the Asian girl was already there when he died, and she said
Right.
she was alone until I met her.
oh,
Yeah,
okay, so maybe
that's
they
true.
did. So maybe they did change it up. Okay.
Yeah, they must have changed it up in the movie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's adds a entire wrinkle to the whole story, and the fact that she meets up with this guy at the end makes it even better. Like we're the two outcasts, and
Right.
we should spend
Yeah.
together essentially.
Yeah, and the two pessimistic ones, because Booker's all like, "Yo, fuck this shit."
Depressed as fuck.
Yeah, but I think they did a pretty good job of like I was feeling for him. I was like, damn, dude,
Yeah,
if you want to commit suicide after that long, fuck it, right?
yeah. I mean, I was feeling that. Like I was really sad. I felt for him. You know, I understood why he did it. I hated the fact that he did it, but I understood it. You know.
Yeah, that's what it was. I actually like the way they the two lovers, the way they portrayed them. They did a pretty good job of showing them like exactly how they were in the comic, pretty much. That they're the more optimistic ones, and when they're together, they're like unstoppable.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. They didn't, I guess, for budget reasons, they didn't show the flashback of when they met because it's in the Crusades, which is a huge battle. But it was pretty much them, like it was pretty much them charging at each other, and they both stab each other and they die, and then they wake up and they're still in front of each other and they start like choking each other and punching each other, and then they die, and then they wake up again and keep doing it.
They mentioned that they in the movie they mentioned that they killed each other a lot.
A lot, yeah. And after a while, they're like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?" And then they're like, "All right, cool."
That would have been cool to see in the movie, though. That would have been cool to see in the movie.
Yeah. Because they always say, you know, the first time it takes a while for you to come back.
Yeah.
So they like died in the daytime, and then they wake up in the middle of the night, and they're like, "Huh?" And then they keep fighting. So I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Yeah,
but obviously,
that would have been cute.
But for budget reasons, I mean, imagine how many extras you would have needed to do the whole
Crusades.
Like, the Crusades fight, you know?
Outfits.
Yeah. So they were like, "Nah, we'll just stick to the Charlize Theron in a barbarian outfit and call it a day."
They could have done a 300 type of 300 or like Spartacus, where you just CG fill it, the whole shit, you know.
It could.
But that looks terrible. You can tell that they're filled in with CG.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe in the second one, they'll get a better budget and kind of do a scene or two like that.
They have to. This movie was it was pretty popular.
Yeah, and
but
it's
I
good.
loved. I know we talked about it in the. When we were talking about the summaries of it, but yeah, I really like the choreo for this, for the fight scenes. Definitely the kill box, that was awesome, where you got to see all of them work together in unison.
Yeah.
And then where Charlize had her standout scene in like the cathedral look.
Yeah, the
where
cathedral
that fucking song
was amazing. I love that scene of her. Like, she was wrecking.
Yeah, it was like she's like, "Wait for the signal."
What's the signal?
That was a cool. Like, no, that's not it. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
I like it. Man.
You know, I actually like the fact that Andy did lose her powers, because she knows that her time is coming already. Like, this is it. This is my last life, essentially. And she is now like potentially be the general instead of, and not going to battle, you know. Could you see that happening? Like, she's just like, "Oh, send these guys out into missions," and
nah. She wouldn't even let the girl go through the door first. Nah, man, she's not the type. She wants to be the first one in the battle.
She wants to be the first one. She wants to die. And if she's going to die, she's going to die like a badass. She's not going to be like in the back hiding and get a stray bullet to the head.
Yeah, nah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely not in her personality for sure.
Yeah, so. She wouldn't even put on a fucking vest. She want to die so bad.
Yeah, I mean, after 5,000 years, you know,
That's
I think anybody would.
Yeah,
It was funny because when they said to the guy, like, "Hey, you have to meet us back here in 100 years," and I was just like, "Damn, anything could happen in 100 years." Like,
yeah, that place might not even be there.
Exactly, because if you think about it, like, I don't remember where they were, but that place definitely doesn't look like how it was 100 years ago. So how can you remember where that place was or is 100 years later? I was just like, damn, that's kind of.
But that was the punishment. Crazy. It's like, yo, you betrayed us. All right, how do we punish someone that can't die? All right, you're lonely. Bye. I mean, it makes sense. How else do you? They're not gonna lock him up. They're not. He's not that bad.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't alone for that long. 6 months later, and Agent Go came out.
Yeah.
He was depressed though. He was drinking it up. He probably been drinking every day for
I think it was 6 months. So sad, man.
Oh man. All right, Jens, any last thoughts?
Nah, it's a great movie.
I'm excited for the sequel. I hope they up the budget a bit, do some badass choreo, some fight scenes. But yeah, and see if this girl gets better at acting.
How many? Oh man, I pray she does. How many Netflix movies have sequels?
That
Kissing Booth?
to all the guys, whatever.
To all the boys I loved before.
There you go, that one.
Kissing Booth 2.
Ugh, they made Kissing Booth too. Shit.
Yeah. And I think that's it so far because I don't remember any other ones having.
So none of the action movies have sequels. I'm still waiting on fucking.
Well,
Bright
they are
2.
getting action. Like Extraction's getting
Extraction.
one. Bird Box is
Extraction.
getting one.
Right.
This one should and eventually will get one. Murder Mystery
This one will.
has one.
They just take forever to come out.
Bright is supposed to have one, but that movie's trash, so they probably put it away.
That movie's great.
That is true. We haven't been hearing about it. Maybe they did put it away.
When Bright came out, I remember them saying it broke viewership records at that time.
That
You talking about?
they
and
were
then,
probably like, Bright 2's got too many entanglement issues, so
Leave Will alone, man.
so good. Oh man, Petra got you on that one, Mike.
Nigga, I'm not entangled. What the fuck? He ain't get me. That's Will's business.
And then I feel like there's one more. Oh, I was gonna say that Bright is not gonna have the sequel because the better version of the movie came out in Onward. So they're like,
I
shit,
finally
Onward came
finished
out.
Onward.
This movie's better,
And it's not the better version of Bright. I don't know why you guys sell it as the better version
and it
of
was a
Bright.
better version.
Nah,
it totally
better
is the better version of Bright.
nah. It was an okay
Yeah.
movie.
No, it's a billion times better than Bright.
It's
what Bright
got
should have been.
Star-Lord. It's got Star-Lord and Spider-Man. It's great.
It was okay. Just some kids and a pair of pants. The whole movie. Big deal.
Yeah,
Man,
that's what it was.
It was good, dude. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I got nothing else. You guys got
Nothing
nothing
else.
else. But watch it. Go check it out. Till next time.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Outro.